For those of you who don't know me, I am Duchess. This is my channel, Duchess Divinity. I generally do pick a cards here, but you know, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and there's just some information that I'm wanting to share with everyone. So today we are going to be talking about the truth about Satanism. Now, if you've ever come to my lives or watched any of my lives, you'll know that I did talk about this a lot. And I talked about the powers that be, you know, stealing our symbolism and everything like that. So we're going to get into it today. I'm going to break this shit down for you, and hopefully it helps you in some way. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. I usually don't shit on my couch. I usually am in my kitchen because I'm reading. Okay, so Satanism. So the Baphomet, the goat, those symbols are you. So when you fear this, you fear yourself. Now let me explain. So when we think of ourselves, right? We are God. We are a soul having a human experience, right? You're not a body with a soul. You're a soul with a fucking body. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Okay. So when we think about ourselves, we are God, because if we are a piece, if our soul is a piece of the one God source, right? And I'm not saying God is like a man in the sky or whatever, and some people very well might believe that, and that's fine if that's what you believe, but the way I understand it, it's more of just like an overarching energy. So that energy source, we are a piece of that energy source, and this energy source is constantly outputting different pieces of itself to create different universes. So when we, and before we, you know, come into this physical form, there are so many different dimensions. There are 13 different dimensions scientifically known, but my spirits have told me there are 19, and you know what? That's just in this universe. Do you know how many universes there are? Like, it's so vast. It's so vast. You can't even wrap your head around it. And soon everyone will know this. Soon everyone's gonna know this shit because the paradigms are breaking down. So when we think of ourselves as a piece of the light body, that light energy can move through different dimensions because it is not physical, right? It's that God energy that's able to move willfully through different dimensions as it pleases. So when we come into this physical form, we are no longer in any dimension outside of the third dimension physically. Now, your soul can astrally travel through these other dimensions, but your body, it stays here because it is part of the physical realm, right? It is flesh, it is solid, it is what it is. It is 3D. So when we are a God, when we are literally this like light God source, and we fall, okay, right? We fall because the other dimensions are higher. There's the first dimension, which who even knows what the fuck is on like one-dimensional life, but the second dimension is actually what you're looking at right now. The second dimension is the fucking phones and the internet and shit like that, okay? So when we, and then the third dimension is this is the physical dimension, and then the other dimensions just get higher and higher and higher in frequency, and your ability to manipulate the different dimensions increases as you raise your frequency within the different dimensions. So we are in a very low dimension right now, in a low vibration in the third dimension. So we went from high, right? We were up high, and we fell. We fell into this physical form. We fell into this physical body that was created for us by our mother through our lineage, correct? Yes. So what did the devil fucking do, right? He fell. He was an angel, and he fell from heaven into the physical realm, into a physical body, right? Some people think this is hell. Some people think this is fucking hell, man. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But when we think of ourselves, we need to think of ourselves in that way. Like, we are God, and we fell into this physical, like, fleshy, sinful piece of flesh suit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you are inherently sinful. I'm just saying that you are lower in a vibration than the God source or the other dimensions, because that's just what it is. It's not an insult. It's just like the third dimension is a low dimension. What's lower than 4? 3. You know what I'm saying? What's higher than 3? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You know what I'm saying? Those are just higher dimensions. It's not meant to be rude. It's not meant to be critical. It's not meant to be any kind of way. I'm just saying that's what happened. So you're God, and you fell into this physical form. So what are you? You're the fucking devil. The Baphomet, you know what I'm saying? The Baphomet, It's a representation of male and female. Solve coagula on his arms. That means transmute. It means it's alchemy. It's transmuting. It transmuted the God energy into a physical form. And then from our physical form, we're supposed to learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn in this human life. And then use alchemy to turn that into an evolution for our soul when we are traveling through the other dimensions and living lives through other dimensions. And or whether we're living a life or not, our energy is, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I got distracted. Somebody freaking texted me. Okay, sorry. Sorry, when I'm channeling, I can't be disturbed. Yeah, so solve coagula. So the Baphomet is you, okay? And the same thing with the solve coagula, the transmuting energy, the male and the female. Like, people get creeped out because it's like a goat head, it's a beast. What is a human? A human's an animal, right? Okay, so it's a beast, the beast head. But also I'm going to get into the whole goat thing as well because that's some important shit. But so it's got the beast head and then it's got the titties and a dick. And what is that? It's just saying the combination of male and female. When a male and female come together, what do? They make life. They make a fucking baby, right? They create a new life. Solve coagula, transmute the energy into something new, something incredible, something of God, right? Now, in the same way that we can transmute energy with another human being and that we can make a baby with another human being, the man, the female, the masculine, the feminine, we have to work through those masculine and feminine energies within ourselves, because when they are not balanced, we are not able to properly manifest and create through alchemy, okay? Okay, making sense? Yes, okay. So that's part of our goal while we're down here. That's part of our homework, is to figure out how to transmute the karmic debts that we have, transmute the traumas and the karma that we've created in this life, transmute the karma that has been created through the ancestral line that you have incarnated into, okay? Because there are certain ancestral curses and chains that need to be broken by you, right? Or else you wouldn't be watching this video. So it's all that transmuting of energy. So when you see that Baphomet, when you fear it, you literally fear your evolution. You literally fear what it is that makes you a fucking magical piece of creation, because you can take one piece of flesh and another piece of flesh, put them together and create a whole nother piece of flesh. Are you kidding me? The fact that you can fuck and then like literally create fertilize a baby and then grow a baby inside of this fucking vessel and then birth it out, like, your body is so fucking divine, and that's your superpower, man. That is your superpower. It is your superpower to literally create, transmute, and birth life into this physical realm. So don't take it for granted, right? Definitely don't take it for granted. But that is just so incredible. So when you fear the Baphomet, it's one of the biggest lies. It's one of the biggest lies that the powers that be have instilled within us. When you fear the Baphomet, you fear yourself. When you fear the Baphomet, you fear your power. When you fear the Baphomet, you fear evolution, right? You fear your soul's evolution and the evolution of humanity. Am I right? Yeah, I am. So that upside down pentagram. What is the upside down pentagram? The right side up pentagram is up, as above, as above. Look up the 7 Hermetic principles of Thoth, Tehuti. Okay, ancient Kemet. Do your research about ancient Kemet. We're stepping into the age of Aquarius. We're about to be living in it, okay? So all of this shit, like, you won't even believe the shit that's coming. But so as above, so below. That means what is done, like in the Lord's Prayer, what is done in heaven will be done on earth, right? As above, so below. As within, so without. What's going on the inside is going to project on the outside. And same vice versa. Your house is nasty and messy and terrible. Well, ask yourself, what's going on with me? You have terrible friends. You've got a shitty situation. Your life is shit. Take some responsibility and ask yourself, what the fuck am I projecting? Because you create your reality. This is your reality. Everyone else, they're just fucking Sims living in your reality. And some of those Sims connect to you. in certain ways, but most of the time those Sims, like, you see them once out and you never see them again. Or they're here for a certain purpose, and when they fulfill their purpose, they're gone, right? It's about you. It is your reality. Everyone else is just living in it, okay? So as above, the upright pentagram represents heaven. As above, right? Okay, so below, earth, right? Earth, okay? Now, the reason they have taught us to fear these symbols is because they're using them against us, okay? So the people that have been using these, the quote-unquote powers that be that are slowly losing their power, but losing it nonetheless, right? Okay? So these people use these symbols against us because if you wanted to control humanity, if you wanted to control a certain, say you wanted to control cows, what would you use if you were doing spell work? You would use a fucking picture of a cow, right? You'd use a statue of a cow. You would connect, right? Okay? So, if you want to control, manipulate, and do magic on an entire community, which we're one race, right? We're the human race, okay? What would you use? The symbols that represent them. And you would change the intentions, you would pervert the intentions so that you could not only have control over them, but that you could scare them into such submission that they no longer want to evolve. They no longer want to even touch the aspects of self that they are here to work with, not against. So when you see evil people doing evil things with these symbols, I need you to understand these symbols are not inherently evil. Are you evil? No. Okay. So then the symbol that represents you is not evil. That's why I actively wear these symbols, to put my intention in them, not only to get what I want through manifestation, but also because I am actively changing the intentions of these symbols that have been perverted and stolen from us for so many years, okay? So they are controlling you through these symbols. Take them back. Use them for your manifestation. My manifestation, like, fucking catapulted once I started using the satanic symbols. You wouldn't even believe the kind of shit I've accomplished since I started using symbols that are mine. Know what I'm saying? Okay? Symbols that are me. And using them in the proper intention. Now, another thing I'm going to say is the powers that be that use these symbols to rape children, molest children, kidnap children, eat children, do all that perverted shit to adults as well, the human trafficking, everything like that. These people are not Satanists. And I'm going to break down why in 1 minute, okay? These people are not Satanists. These people are criminals. They are criminals. They are perverts, and they are a cult. Not a cult, like O-C-C-U-L-T. No. They have stolen occult symbols for their cult, C-U-L-T. They have cult-like and criminal mindsets and behavior that is no longer allowed in this earth. On this earth, in this earth, what the fuck ever, okay? Because there's shit going on underground that you could never even imagine. Anyway, they have stolen these symbols and evil, and the shit they do is disgusting and repulsive. And you know what? I don't know if they're human. I don't know if they're something else, but I know that we're not the same, okay? So, like, I know my soul, like, in this life, I'm having part of my soul is human, but my soul is also a lot of other things. But I'm telling you, me and those things, we're not the same. You and those things, we're not the same. You know why? Because a human, any healthy animal would want to save, protect, love, nurture, heal, help to grow their young. These people want to rape and eat our young. That's not natural. That's not fucking natural, okay? That's not natural. And pedophilia is not a sexual orientation, and I'm going to do a whole video on that. Pedophilia is a mental illness, and I really hope I'm not fucking deplatformed for saying that, because that's the point that we're getting to. The hate speech shit. Okay, so, alright, so let's talk about Satanism. Alright, it's literally duality, right? As above, so below. You can't have one without the other, right? I'm right. Okay, yin and yang, light and dark. Yin is the masculine, yang is the feminine, I believe. I gotta look it up, I'm not sure. But white is masculine, dark is feminine. That's another big lie that we've been told, is that dark is evil. Dark is not evil, dark is the feminine. The feminine energy has been demonized, right? It's been demonized. I almost said demonetized. It's been demonized, right? So dark is not evil. Dark is just feminine energy. Light is the masculine energy. And when they come, they both need each other, right? Because if you ain't got a masculine and you ain't got a feminine, you ain't got no baby, right? It's the same thing. These things, they expand across time and space. These are universal laws, okay? Another Hermetic principle is that gender spans across all, like everything has a gender. There are poles. There's the masculine energy and there's a feminine energy. That is what it is. These are literally, when we're told otherwise, it's a perversion of reality, and soon you guys will all know that. But everyone is so fucking trauma-based, mind-controlled by fucking television and the media and lies and school, indoctrinated by these Rothschild school systems that people don't know what the fuck up is, don't know what down is. Know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the thing, okay? Light and dark, masculine, feminine, duality, up and down, as above, so below, as within, so without. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just basic knowledge. So please look up the 7 Hermetic Principles of Thoth, or Tehuti. That is his Kemetic name, but Thoth is his Greek name. Okay, the Emerald Tablets. Okay? Alright, so the 11 satanic rules of the earth. I'm going to explain to you why what these people are doing is not Satanism, because what they're doing has nothing to do with the rules of Satanism, and if they were practicing these rules within an actual church of Satanism and not in their cult, they would be kicked out of the church, okay? So, I'm going to read to you all of the rules, and a lot of them are not evil, okay? So, rule 1, do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. Does not sound evil to me, and that, you know, that's something I'm trying to practice more, because if someone doesn't want your advice, you probably shouldn't force it on them. 2, do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure they want to hear them. That's great advice, because not everybody has your best interest in mind, and if you're telling somebody your troubles in your life, that could be perceived as a weakness or used against you, and that person is secretly your enemy, you're fucked, right? 3, when in another's home, show them respect or do not go there. Sounds good to me. Show someone some fucking respect in their house or just don't go. Sorry, low power mode. Sorry. If a guest in your home annoys you, treat them cruelly without mercy. So, like, that's a little extreme. You can just ask them to get out. But still, it's your home. People should respect you in your home, and it's your home. Basically, there's a lot of consent here. Like, if you're not getting consent, don't give your opinion without consent. When you go into another person's home, respect them, right? If a guest in your home annoys you, then get them the fuck out because you didn't consent to them annoying you, right? 5, do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal, aka consent, okay? So they don't support rape. And we all know that the cult-like behavior that these criminals participate in is 100% rape, especially with a child, because a child cannot consent. Because the way that their brain is formed in that moment, it has no ability to make an informed decision around sex. Because it's not fucking natural. It's not normal, okay? So, these people do not follow that rule. Kicked out of the church. Sorry. You're a rapist. Get the fuck out. 6, do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other person and they cry out to be relieved. These people are fucking thieves. So they're basically saying don't fucking steal unless someone was like, please take this from me. Don't fucking steal. Don't take what's not yours. All they do is steal and lie and cheat us out of our money, our vitality. They're constantly raping our energy. Like, kicked out. Sorry, kicked out of the Church of Satan. 7, acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained. Well, ain't that the truth? I can tell you as a manifestor and as a witch and as somebody who does spell work. The spell work must be acknowledged, because if you act like it's not there, the universe only says yes. Remember this. The universe only says yes. If you say, there's no way that spell worked. The universe says, okay, you're right, and then they take it away. If you say, oh, I'm so miserable, I have the worst friends in the world, the universe says, okay, and that's what you get. If you say, oh, I'm so P-O-O-R, I don't even like to say that word because you're like manifesting into it, the universe says, okay. That's all it ever fucking says. It's you. You create your reality. Stop making excuses. I'm just passionate. I'm sorry if you think I'm yelling at you, but I'm just passionate because if we all stood in our power and created our own realities, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in right now. But it's changing and it's getting better, and I'm just trying to share information with you. So if you say, I'm beautiful, the universe says, yeah. If you say, I live a happy life, the universe says yes. If you say, I have everything that I need, I'm protected, and I live in the energy of God, the universe says, fuck yeah. Know what I'm saying? Okay? Number 8, do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself. So take some personal responsibility. If there's no reason for you to be in a situation that you're complaining about, get yourself the fuck out of that situation and shut your damn mouth and stop complaining about it. That's how I feel about that. Trust me, I used to be a victim. That's the big issue right now. Right now we are separated between victims and victors. People who take control of their reality and people who believe their reality controls them. Don't be a victim. Don't be a sheep. Be a fucking victor and be a goat. Okay? I'm going to talk about that right after this. Number 9, the biggest reason why every single fucking criminal that practices these satanic symbols would be kicked out of the church. Number 9, do not harm young children. Eating them harms them, yeah. Beating them, mutilating them, raping them, sexually assaulting them, all of that fucking hurts them. It's unnatural and it hurts them. Out of the Church of Satan. I'm explaining this to you so you know that what you're fearing, you have every right to fear from these powers that be. You have every right to fear what it is that they're dealing with. But it's time to nut up and take your power back because the symbols that they are using to do these terrible, disgusting things are yours. That would be like if they had your picture, if they were literally raping a child and they just had like your school picture there for some reason. No, get mad. Take those symbols back. You don't want none of that shit. Take your symbols back. What they're doing is atrocious and it has nothing to do with this. Okay? This is a way for you to navigate this reality successfully and easily without fear. 10. Do not kill non-human animals unless you are attacked for your food. Unless you are attacked or it's for your food. Now, I don't think you should kill a human. I mean, this seems pretty open-ended that, like, if you could just kill a human. Like, that is where I'm like, I draw the line there. I don't kill animals or humans. I don't kill anything. Sometimes I don't even like eating vegetables, so I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You know? So, like, but, yeah, basically they're saying don't fucking kill innocents. Don't kill innocents. But like I said, I can't really get on board with that one. When walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask them to stop. If they do not stop, destroy them. Another consent thing. And, right, destroy is, like, extreme. But, like, you ask them, please stop. You did not consent to being bothered, and they pushed you. So what did you do? You enforced your bodily autonomy and your choice, and you created your reality. Stand in your power, create your reality. Don't be a victim. Now, I'm going to see if I can put it in here. I don't know if you've ever seen a video of sheep. So I saw this great video of a gate. And there's only the doorway and there's no gates. There's all this open pasture and open area. There's a herd of sheep funneling through the doorway because they're all just pushing through that one space because they're following the herd, right? Herd mentality. They're following the herd. Now, they don't even see that the gate is open on either end. A sheep won't see that. You know what will? A fucking goat. Goats climb while sheep sleep. You need a goat, a Baphomet, an awakened human, someone who is a victor, not a victim. A victim is going to follow the herd. A victor is not. They're going to do what they need to do to make their life what they need it to be. Right? Yes. So, don't be a sheep. Please be a goat. Be a goat. Be a goat. Be a goat. Take control. Manifest your life. Create your own reality and stop listening to what the mainstream tells you is truth. Figure out what's real for you. I'm going to read one more thing. I just have to grab it. Okay, so this is a different aspect of Satanism. This is another thing that, this is another rule. Well, it's like a guideline. It says herd conformity. So things you're supposed to stay away from, right? Herd conformity. That's obvious from a satanic stance. It's all right to conform to a person's wishes if it ultimately benefits you. But only fools follow along with the herd, the sheep. Letting an impersonal entity, the government, or technocrats, or globalists, letting an impersonal entity dictate to you. The key is to choose wisely instead of being enslaved by the whims of the many. I am going to just read that again. Herd conformity, that's obvious from a satanic stance. It's all right to conform to a person's wishes if it ultimately benefits you. But only fools follow along with the herd, letting an impersonal entity dictate to you. The key is to choose wisely instead of being enslaved by the whims of the many. I actually did a project on this in my criminal justice class a couple semesters ago about the good of the many outweighing the good of the individual and the places in which that went so fucking wrong. I did a whole report on how they used like the good of the many to create the fucking Holocaust. I don't understand how people don't get that that's exactly what's happening right now. Like, when the Holocaust happened, they convinced them that it was for the greater good. And then eventually people just started going along with it because they were scared, which is weak. Strengthen up, okay, guys? But that is a good example of when the good of the many outweighed the good of the individuals. Some sick, sick bullshit. Or the Japanese studies. America took Japanese prisoners and fucking experimented on them. They would freeze people. They would freeze these people's arms solid, their legs and arms solid, and then they would break them to pieces. That's some sick shit, dude. Why? Because they were doing experiments. They were trying to get scientific information. Is that okay? No. There's a lot that's happening right now that is not fucking okay, and the good of the many does not outweigh the needs of the individual. I have seen videos of people attacking people in wheelchairs, screaming at them about how they need to wear a mask, and this poor person in the wheelchair is like, I'm disabled, don't you see the wheelchair? I medically cannot comply. So you're going to abuse and hurt and attack a disabled person because you think you're virtue signaling and you think you're saving everyone. No, you're not. You're being a piece of shit. If you're attacking a disabled person and telling them, mocking them, or hurting them in some way because medically their doctor said it is not of their highest and greatest good to comply to these orders, not laws. They're not fucking laws, they're orders that were just created without a vote or any of the rules. All the rules were broken. Then you are the problem. If that's how you feel. Like you feel like you want to abuse an innocent, you want to abuse someone who's less than you, has less advantages in their life than you, because you think you're doing it for the highest and greatest good. No, you are operating out of hate. You are operating out of hate. That's it's like opposite day. When I'm living in this time right now, every day I feel like I'm living fucking opposite day, like fucking SpongeBob. Why can't it just be Leif Erikson's day? Ding the Durgan. Ugh. Alright guys, I don't know. That was a rant and a half. I hope that helped you in some way. I really hope you guys stand in your power if you haven't already. And if you were scared of Satanism, I really hope this opened up your mind in some way. And just be kind. And like live and let live. Just let people fucking do their own thing. It's not your business. Okay? Just come from a place of love. Worry about yourself. Because a lot of people love to worry about others and don't do a damn thing for themselves. That's called codependency, and that's also a mental illness. But worry about yourself, take care of yourself. I love you guys. I hope it didn't feel like I was just screaming at you this whole time. I'm just passionate, and I really needed to get this message out. Spirit's been pushing me to get this message out for a while now, and I finally had time to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave your comments, leave your questions. I'm happy to answer them. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thanks for the love that you show me. I just appreciate you and I love you. And keep operating out of love and choose to be the victor. Choose to be a goat. Choose to evolve. And choose the new earth. All right. I love you. Bye.